Hello everyone and welcome to a replica airguns video. We're going to take a look at two ROHM blank firing revolvers, and although this video of course is for everyone, I'm going to focus a little bit on my Canadian viewers. The reason for this is that it's been very difficult to import blank guns into Canada, so there haven't been very many that I've been able to sell. Usually the only ones I've been able to sell are the pre-owned ones that I've been selling in my silent auctions, and most of those are the semi-auto style blank guns. So today we're looking at two revolvers, again from ROHM. And I don't want to get into all the legalities about importation and why they're so hard to get and whatnot, but I was able to find a Canadian importer that has successfully been able to get these tube guns in, and I should have fairly decent supply of these, although I did run out of them the first day I posted them. I didn't order a lot, I wanted to see how they do, but I ran out of these guns, so I have more on order, and they're already being shipped to me at the time I'm shooting this video, so I should have them maybe even by the time this video airs. If not, they'll be in stock fairly soon, and I'll try to keep them in stock as much as possible. So the two models we're looking at today are the ROHM Petit RG-56 and the Little Joe. So this one here is the Le Petit, and this one here is the Little Joe. Now they shoot these little 22 caliber or 6mm rimfire cartridges, sometimes referred to as Flobert cartridges, and you'll see on the side of the Le Petit that it's marked 6mm FLOB for Flobert. Now the Le Petit shoots 7 rounds, holds 7 rounds. The Little Joe holds 5 rounds. The Le Petit is a single and double action revolver, while the Little Joe is a single action. So you have to cock the hammer before you shoot each shot. Now both of these guns are very well made. They're German made, the quality is excellent, they're mostly metal with the exception of the grips, which are plastic. They come in these very nice, what I'd like to call gift boxes, and I'll show you inside of them in a little bit. Now both of these guns can also shoot flares with the appropriate flare adapters. The Le Petit does come with a flare adapter, and I'll show you that in a second. The Little Joe does not come with a flare adapter. I may be picking up some flare adapters if people want to purchase those with these guns. Both guns also come with cleaning rods, and I'll show you those in a second. Now I will be following this review up at the end with a quick shooting demonstration. I'll be firing a couple rounds through these guns. I'm not going to get too much into accuracy and sights and all that, because keep in mind these are blank guns. They don't actually shoot anything, and I get people asking me about that. Do these shoot anything? What do you buy them for? What's the point of a blank gun? The point of a blank gun is you pull the trigger and it goes bang. Kind of the same as a cap gun, except for these are like cap guns on steroids. And 22 caliber blanks are pretty loud. Now they're not as loud as 8mm or 9mm blanks, but they are definitely loud. So don't be firing these guns off in your residential neighborhood. Some other reasons people buy blank guns are for training animals like dogs, for instance. People will use them to train on how to handle guns. People use them as stage props in movies, TV, internet videos. And they're just kind of cool to have. They're a lot like a real gun without the dangerous bullet coming out of the front. And here in Canada, even though I have my restricted firearms license, I would never be able to buy any of these guns because these would be considered prohibited because of their barrel length. And for me to get a prohibited license is impossible because I don't have any prohibited guns and I haven't been grandfathered into that license. So if I want a snub-nose styled gun just to own, really the only way to get it is in a blank version. So I'm quickly going to show you around these guns, just so you can take a closer look at them. We have the Le Petit here. You can see, very nice. Now the handle is not wood, but it's nice looking. Pretty much all metal. And there is the caliber 6mm FLOB for Flobert, made in Germany. Metal trigger, of course, and hammer. Very solid hammer. Single and double action. To open it, you push this forward. It's fairly firm, you have to give it a good push. There's your cylinder. I'll just pop one in to show you how they fit. There you go. You also have the ejector. Really nice little gun. Nice solid weight. This gun weighs about a pound, and as you can see, it's a fairly small gun. So it's nice and dense, has good weight to it. Now, if it were actually a working sight, you can see right down it has the notch sight. Has the notch sight, you can see it there. The track. Again, your hammer. Let's take a look at the little Joe here. Nice engraved frame there. You can see it's actually embossed right into the frame. This is single action. Have to cock it each time. Now to open it up, well, let me show you around first. I like the engraving there. Handle. Again, we have the just groove sighting there. Now to open this up, you just pull this pin out, and this is actually acts as your shell remover as well, so you can remove shells once it's open, because they do tend to expand a little bit in here, and so you want to remove the shells by pushing this through. Got to push it in 2 clicks. Don't mind the sound of my kids playing in the backyard. And you'll see here it does have threading for a flare adapter. Didn't show you that on this one here. Just wanted to show you that it's also threaded on both of these guns. And we're going to actually take a look inside the box here. The box says. And you can see we have our manuals. I'm not going to really get into that. Pretty straightforward using these guns. Now the little Joe comes with a cleaning rod. The Petit RG-56 has this nice felt inside, flare adapter, and cleaning rod. We'll put that on real quick. Now you can see here these flares just pop in like that when you shoot them. And I currently carry a couple different versions here. Comet bangers, they go up and they make a little bit of noise, and they have different colors, I believe. You can check them out online here. I have some descriptions of what they both do, but these are the basic flares on the top and the comet bangers on the bottom, and I'm selling these as well. Again, these are just for Canadian customers. I don't have them available in the US store at this time. And by the way, the 22s come in this plastic container with 100 rounds. Now, I also kind of wanted to give you a comparison in size. The smallest blank gun I owned up until I got the little Joe was this Echo Arda. And you can see here quite a difference in size. So the little Joe is definitely my smallest blank gun. Significantly smaller. Very, very small. Much thinner as well. Alright, I'm not really going to get too much into pros and cons. I mean, they're blank guns. I guess the main thing here is as long as you pull the trigger, it goes bang. As long as the quality is there, which it definitely is. These guns are very well made. As long as the gun is going to work for you and not break down. I guess that's really what's important when you're looking for a blank gun. And like I said, these are German-made, high-quality, very heavy-weight guns. Even the little Joe, even though it's so small, it's very heavy for its size and very well made. Again, pretty much all metal guns. So at this point, I'm going to head outside and finish up the review by shooting a few rounds through these guns, just so that you can see them both shooting. And then that'll pretty much be the end of the review. So before we head to the shooting demonstration, I just want to say thanks again for watching another Replica Airguns video. I will be posting a short review on both of these guns with some more photos on my website, replicaAirguns.com. Again, for my Canadian customers, both of these guns are available for purchase in the Canadian Replica Airguns store. If you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing before you leave. You can also check me out on Facebook and Twitter. The username is Replica Airguns. Now, if you're from the US and you're looking for some blank guns, you can also buy blank guns in my US Replica Airgun store. Alright, so I'll sign off now as we head to the shooting portion of the test and say thanks for watching another Replica Airguns video. Until next time, take care.